they can get some information. Zen have gone with the 2-1-1 split. Oraculus in a good spot to kind of watch the back for these guys and allow them to be a little bit more aggressive with their scouting. Yeah, Happy Squad again, though. The way they've rotated this is just insane. Like, they went from a kind of shooting range position and they got the rotate perfectly to take out the whole school. They got school, but a 2-2 split. So 2-2 splitting school heading into phase 3. I mean, that is move, and it's given them a big chunk of control towards the southwest of this phase 2 circle, which it's popping now into phase 3, and it's gone up north. What? Okay, I don't know what. What?
Yeah, I know. I gotta stop talking, Zenas. I gotta stop talking, man. I'm putting these guys. I'm throwing these guys for a mix here. I mean, it's good for the. It's good for the viewers, but it's not good for the players. But of course,
well, I mean, imagine if you're Happy Squad and you think, geez, we've just pulled off a massive rotate to get good south position after we overinvested in the north side, and then it's just gone back north anyway. I mean, if you're Shadow Esports, you're thinking, lovely, this is perfect, even for Vega. Like, this is, they were getting ready to probably go for a big blue wrap. Now it's just like, oh, we're at the crossroads south of Severny. Well, we can just. I don't know. The north side of the circle is actually pretty open, right? So it's not Happy Days. This is a very open circle, and for Shadow Esports, they've got the absolute best real estate position as it stands right now. Mm-hmm. And outside of that, there really isn't much else that you can say, well, this is pretty good as well. Maybe north of the pond, that compound that, while it's not in, still is slightly elevated, and Auglis are around that vicinity. And same with TERA. That's about it. Otherwise, you've got the 3 bridges that you can cross. That's going to cause a lot of havoc. The south side is obviously very congested. Yeah, this is going to be a fun way to close night 1.
You know, I'm happy how it turned out. I'm really happy how it turned out. It just makes this a lot more interesting. And the interesting part of it is, that's a great spray. You know, they just revived Alex and now he gets knocked down again. So there goes Alex once more. Auglis again down to just, actually no, not even 3 members, now down to the final 2 here. Really needed Alex, but he just got revived at the same time. ZSHN Esports is also slowly making their long rotation in. Everyone's just forcing themselves into the side because they can't go in too late. The circles are going to start to really hurt. And if team starts really solidifying their positioning or at least their foothold, it makes it impossible to go over here. So fortunately, lose Savior.
I don't know why more didn't go for the blue wrap. It's only phase 3. It's like people got a little bit too short-sighted. And a great example is Happy Squad, right? So they were shooting range. They wrap on the west side down to get to school. You know what they've just gone and done? They've just gone straight back. They know
the same way, right?
where they were was safe, and where they were was not a backfillable position. It didn't look like a great spot. It wasn't going to be in, etc., etc. So they've gone straight back to where they were, and guess what? There's no one there. Yep. So Happy Squad have just gone for 2 massive rotates this game. Keep that in mind at the 16-minute mark. If they win this game, it's been full of rotations for them and big decision making because they've just been so switched on tonight that they understood full well they could have easily just retaken their position. They just went from school and look where they are now on the west side of this circle. They know phase 4 has to cut the water out. It's going to go straight on top of Shadow and Happy.
Yeah, it was a good call to go in as early as possible.
Okay, maybe just Shadow apparently.
Yeah. Oh no!
It's still a good spot. It's still a good spot. I mean, they'll
I'll
probably have to fight Shadow as that nade. Does it get over the tip? Oh, it does. It actually hits Translucid in the head. That's a wonderful nade from Nan. The second one does a bit of damage. Third one, does it make it over? It looks like it will, but it's gone a little too far.
Yeah, went right over. It's a little steep, that hill, but you know, it's fine, you know. They got the damage in, naturally not coming in from the flush. He heard the audio cue as well here, so no revive's going to be coming in. Nan's going to be trying to go secure this kill. ATO not too far behind. They want to play around the edge here, so just coincidentally, they're going to be driving past by here. They're going to hear the commotion, but they're not going to be able to see the fight. Monty plays a little bit safe, goes back to the safety of the smokes here to reclaim back the vehicle because they still need the car here. Still flat out in the open here, but a fantastic snipe coming in with the AWM here. That's one. That's the secure. And ATO is going to be crashing on top of the slide alongside with Shadow Esports here and easily mowed down and move away.
Lolber actually got 2 knocks and he got the flush on the Jaxie before he got eliminated and ATO out, but he did cause a bit of damage on the way out from ATO. What a shot
went
from
down
Ultra
swinging.
Bots.
Yeah.
3 kills for Happy Squad. And they've still got a decent position. I mean, this is an awkward circle because there's just not a lot of cover. You're basically trying to play the correct terrain positions where you're not overexposed or you're out in the open. You need your vehicles. You need your smokes for a game finish such as this one. We saw Monk lose a player. They're now down to 2, so not a great finish for them tonight. As ARMR have just lost Cherry. And RZRZ finished off by Dip. Happy Squad just looking to now defend against GSW because Ultrabots has pushed up. They know they can push into a safe location. They just want to gatekeep as well before they do over push into the circle. Shadow Esports, they lost Jexy. That was courtesy of Lolba and ATO before they got eliminated, so they're down to 3. Commands with an 8 on to Cherry as ARMR just in the middle of both Shadow and Vega. They are sitting ducks out in the open, dead to rights. Can't imagine they'll last too much longer as Samoy with a knockdown on to Ken's. It's now the Yasnaya Bridge, which has got a lot of the commotion that's going on. Miku's knocked down inside of the smoke by God XP as Unk is the only one standing for Monk. 3 down on the floor for NRG. God XP's in the blue as the solo for NRG. Unk needs to try and hold on, but that blue is enveloping his position as Nikus gets flushed out by God XP. It's Unk and God XP trying to see who can win this next fight as Unk is just going to maybe try and go for the flushes here and try and pick up as many points as possible for Monk as game start win are eliminated. Circle pop further away from Happy Squad, so they're going to have to work for it this game. Despite decent rotating, Alter Ego pick up a couple more kills. They go to 6 kills throughout the carnage of this last game. As God XP obviously rank tanking this blue, trying to survive, and Unk is probably not going to survive. These two will likely both be eliminated. We should be down to 11 active teams very shortly.
But that's the situation on the eastern side, right? Like now we're saying great pick-up. At least you get the kill before you go out. So both the two teams, as you said.
Xmen are out too.
On the other side? Wow. Okay, so they just really survived the rotation down north. So that just means now we're down to the 10 teams instead of the 11. So 10 teams still remaining. But if you notice as well, the Xenox, I believe you'd definitely notice it too. A lot of teams just limped into this circle. With how the circle shifted, everyone was just based towards that. I think, as usual, right? Everyone was just banking on the fact that, that circle's not going to go to that north part of that river bank. We're pretty safe to that south side. So, now just everyone just really hurt as they went into this. It's only Happy Squad, right? Because they just backtracked, right? They came from the north. They knew the route that was safe for them, and they just took the same route back, and it was during phase 3. So the Blues it hurt, but it didn't hurt as much compared to phase 4 here. So they were able to find a way, but sadly the circle shift once again. Fairway, Lucky, and Shadow Esports. They're the only two compound that's remaining in this open area. It's a little bit of a bowl of a terrain, There's still a couple of trees for team to utilize here, but not enough to cover vehicles here. So most likely those vehicles, they're going to lose their tires, they're going to lose their mobility. So wherever the team choose to stop, that's probably going to be like their final real estate for themselves here, unless they have enough smokes to set up smoke trails. But there's just been so many skirmishes, so many fights. Happy Squad also going on a mad tear, going toe to toe with the team that won in week 2 here, and that's all the Eagles, shutting them down. Two members short. Actually, it's just more like one member gone, one member knocked down. Not sure if they're going to be able to get for the revive. Monty not going to leave them any breathing room at all. Pushes forward here, trying to clear things out. Sends it. Hopefully no one really spots them out. Arjibot joins in with Suit. Doesn't leave him to take this fight head on alone here. Trying to solidify that body system. Whereas the fight towards the north is a little bit more quiet as teams are just trying to solidify their spot for safety.
It's only 2 teams now with 4 players up. Unlucky, no surprise, at their position in the compound, and then Happy Squad just continued to navigate their way through these circles wonderfully all night and deserve to have such an outstanding lead. And Vega, as well, to their credit, have kind of been scrapping in this game, but it's also been a strength of theirs, I think, throughout the first 3 weeks of this tournament. Like, they can put together really strong performances, but their bad games are limited to still some teams, average to good games. And that's why they've been so consistent throughout the 3 weeks. That's a big gap starting to form. Happy Squad, the only thing really limiting their potential to go and have an absolute monster finish in this last game, probably circle just keeps literally shifting away from them. This is I'm almost convinced they've had 5 circles straight, just completely shift away from where they are located. It's actually, and yet despite that, they've got 4 players up, the only team with 4 players up and 8 kills. They've been playing so well tonight, and they cap it off with maybe the best game. I think that if you would ask them, this might be their best played game all night. They've had some good games because they've had to really navigate the circle, win some team fights, big decision making. You know, sometimes you could say your best games are the ones where you drop 15 plus, etc. But other times, you know, it comes down to factors that aren't just all about stats. And for ZSHN, I don't think they're going to be in this one for too much longer. They want to try and get rid of the remaining player inside of the Wizzy Tower. And Slyfox, though, that was not really the cleanest ever entry points. Akusari does hit a headshot, and it should be the down onto Hafiz, and that means there's only going to be the one up for TERA. They picked up 5 kills this game as well. Team Newbies down to the final 2. Happy Squad going to take the battle against Shadow Esports. They've just forced it in. Nando with a run over onto Tendrip as Kamals with a knockdown onto Nan. Finally, it's going wrong for Happy Squad. They've been utterly flawless all night tonight, but 3 down, push unsuccessful into Shadow Esports. They didn't really have a lot of other options. As you can see on the position that they were at, with the blue at their back too, just sent it in towards the patrol station. As Happy Squad from here, you would imagine, will be capped out unless they can sneak into the top 8, because Team Newbies have just been eliminated. So for Elgin Bots, it's just all about survival now. They've got 9 kills. It's been another really good performance. They're going to have a solid gap heading into the second night tomorrow night. But it does seem like it's going to end at around this 70-point margin.
But you know, 70-point margin, you're already eclipsing with like their points, almost eclipsing with their points from week 1 here. So like in just one night alone here, we did comparing with that first week here. So it's already well done, right? But at the same time, you know, this round really made Happy Squad. I mean, it's just sure. Now the reality is the fact that it's just down to the Algin bots, right? But if they manage to get to that top 4, right, or manage even to win out that round, which unfortunately, actually they're still sticking it in here as well. So it's going to be removed away. Shadow Esports still stays alive with 1 member remaining. Unfortunately, there goes Happy Squad. But if they still manage to get their way through Xenox, let me tell you something. It is going to be the most insane night that Happy Squad ever experienced. Because the game really made them work for that win. But you know, then again, it was still a very good game. Well done coming Happy Squad. Hope you earned that really good rest. Can't wait to see you guys in night 2. But you know, anyway, game moves on. Moving forward here, there goes Happy Squad. Shadow Esports down to the last member. Of course, they're the one that also decided the fate for Happy Squad as well. Eliminating them away, earning them that 6 point for themselves as they slowly claw their way back into the round here. But now we just lose. There's barely any team that's currently healthy at this point here. Most likely the best one is ARMR Esports, who still have 3 members strong, but they're not exactly safe, in a really safe position. Just look at this open terrain. It's a flat field, there's just a couple of trees for the teams here. The teams that doesn't have vehicles at this current point of time, it's going to suffer if they don't have any smoke to set up smoke trail to traverse the land here from one tree to another. That circle eventually is going to be forcing a lot of things out in the open here. One of the last remaining members of Unlucky is going to be spotted out courtesy of Hansi. So that's going to be another point for Shadow Esports, but also instantly gets traded back by Trick. So there goes our 7 teams. So now we're down to the final 6 here. Not the healthiest of team. Not barely any resources left on each of these guys here. ARMR Esports, at least from what we've been seeing between Dusky and Pivy or Cherry, they just have no more smoke. This is their safety net right now, and it's at the edge of this circle here. If that circle shifts any more further, there's just no other points of cover. Orca, Bombay still has a vehicle, no smokes here. Just had to find a rock here. Managed to find it. Izzy gets knocked down here by Akusi Ray here, but then behind them is Savage Man Esports, now burning to a crisp here. Did try to do all he can to survive, and instantly gets removed from play. Now we're down to the final 5. And it's just 2 teams. August is being 1 player. Sanchez just 1. Everyone was just able to find like a little ditch or a little hole that they managed to dig for themselves here. Pretty much could be their final resting place as well. Who knows? But we just had to see, as we're just a couple of seconds away before that phase 8.
Yeah, not too long to go. Final game of the night. As Vega somehow continues scrap points where there hasn't really been a lot on offer.
Very resilient. Very resilient.
It's been a very solid 50-point night tonight for a team that I don't think really put on their best performance. It's, again, the sign of a good side. Auglis and Alter Ego scrapping a little bit as well after a solid first 2 weeks from them. A decent close to the night. Don't forget for Alter Ego, they only had the 3 points after 2 games. So they really have been able to scrape together some points at the back end of tonight. Hopefully that then sets them up going into tomorrow. Vivi will bleed out to Trick. We go down to 8 alive and we enter the TPP tree licking part of the game, which is unfortunate. With now added pickaxes, why not?
Oh man, you know, Dwarf's got to dig, man. Dwarf's got to.
Why not?
Oh man, you know, Dwarf's got to dig, man. Dwarf's got to dig a hole. But yeah, I think this is pretty much. You know what? Actually, you know what I think about this, Xenox? This is exactly the same thing we were experiencing from our first year record map today. It's exactly the same thing. Just TPP, no resources, no ordnance. Just a matter of who's going to be forced out into the blue here. And it's all
back in my day, you'd see 8 people, they'd be prone and they'd be snaking towards the end of this circle. Yes. And it would be far more entertaining than this. I'm being completely blunt.
Oh, wait, no. No, I think about it. They have pickaxes. They're doing the same thing. They're digging their way to the center.
They're literally digging a hole. No, they're digging a tunnel trench forward. Oh my god.
Oh no, someone gets spotted
sorry. It doesn't get his shield up in time as Dusky gets the headshot. ARMR Esports. They'll finish top 8 tonight most likely unless they die out here and then potentially Auglis and Alter Ego jump them. But yeah, much better from them tonight. Definitely been active, been involved, had some good moments. See if they can kick on going into tomorrow. It's another point acquired for Vega just from simply staying alive and building their little trench. I tell you what, if anyone at PUBG ever buffs this pickaxe and makes it like even more like dig faster or make it more stronger than it already is, never do it. Never do it. I mean, that thing, it seems broken.
Bro's
digging his way into the circle.
That's crazy, dude. I tell you this, right now, they already limit to how much terrain destruction you can do with the ground, right? I
don't care. It shouldn't even be in the game.
Yeah, but hey, it's an interesting twist, right? It's fun, you know. A little they're experiencing their little own sandbox here, but unfortunately they couldn't dig the hole fast enough. They pretty much just dig a grave for themselves here. So there goes Vega. ARMR is down to the last member. Dusky might bite the dust here. There goes the remaining member.
It's a 1v1.
Now comes to the 1v1. And it's just bobbing and weaving to the vehicle.
Get to the UAZ. Oh, he gets there. Does he have meds? Can he heal? He will. Queen can heal up. Mad Dog with the AUG. He's only got bandages remaining. A classic 1v1. No pickaxes needed here. Man at the tree, though, with the blue at his back. This time we don't forget it. As the vehicle flips, it explodes. Queen, that helps him. That pushes him forward ever so slightly. He just needs to wait out the blue. Mad Dog goes out in the open, but a big tag onto Queen. He's going to go the flashbang. He does still have a first aid kit that he can pop, but he peeks back around. Mad Dog from behind the tree gets the 1v1 win. That is much better PUBG.